Yeah. Welcome to the open book, where truth don't hide, stories ride, and every chapter got that power. Turn the page, now you stepping in, where real ones talk and the fake pretend. From viral heat to deep convo, we write the truth, let the whole world know. This ain't just a channel, it's a movement. The open book, every story, every voice.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the open book. This is your host, Lakeisha. I hope everyone is having a fabulous Thursday. Okay, y'all, this week is going by quickly. And I'm like, hey, I think I'm with it. Getting us closer to the Thanksgiving holiday. Okay, in a couple of weeks. Can y'all believe it's almost Thanksgiving? This is the time when people start putting up Christmas decorations and things like that. But I don't know, y'all. This year, it just seems like it's going too fast. People's minds are not really there on Christmas stuff and all of that just right now. I know a lot of people are still wondering if they will even get their benefits and things of that sort. So I'm hearing multiple, different stories. Some are saying yes on Facebook, they've gotten something. And then some places they're saying no, they haven't. So prayers out to those that, are going through that situation, because it can be a tough time. It really can. But know that God is always on time and he will always provide. Okay. Let that be your peace in knowing that. All right, let's get into it. Make sure y'all tap that like button. Let everyone know we are live. Okay. We won't be on here just too long this morning, y'all. I got to take my daughter to an appointment this morning, but I did want to tap in and show you all a couple of videos. Also, if you are an open book member, check your messages. Okay, I did 2 updates on today for the members. Because we're trying to, find out some stuff, and just wanted to share some private information. If you are not a member, okay, you might want to become a member, because there are some things that I share with members only that I don't share behind here. We sometimes have our private member lives, and then also I've done member giveaways, and I'm about to do a member giveaway coming up. And actually, I want to do another giveaway for everyone coming up this month. So be on the lookout for that as well. Because during the holiday season, I like to really, really do some fun things, game nights and so forth. And so be on the lookout for that. Also, this evening, we have our Encouraging Word Thursday. For those of you who do not know, we do that every Thursday. And also on Sundays, we have Open Book Worship Experience on Sunday mornings at 7:45 Central, 8:45 Eastern time. Okay, let's see who we have here so far. Hey, my girl Latte is in the building. Thank you for joining, sis, and thank you for being first in the building. Hey, Rhapsody, good morning, sis. Thank you so much for joining. Good morning, T. Smith is in the building. Hey, Lakeisha McBride. Okay, another Lakeisha is in the building. Thank you for joining this morning. Ain't doing Christmas, he's in hiding. Who's in hiding? Hey, Honey Drip is in the building. Thank you so much for joining, sis. She said you can definitely use Pay in 4 for all of your grocery needs. Yes. Okay. Zip It. It's some other ones. That's a good one. Yes, if y'all have those needs, and I know Dr. J, okay, Dr. Jill over on TikTok, she has shared so many. She has a whole ebook on different programs and things. If you're just in temporary, sometimes it's just temporary need, breaking some things into 4 payments, just to get groceries and so forth, or shopping needs, because you can even do, Christmas shopping that way as well. So look into some of those, y'all. Don't be stressed out. Okay, baby, go to, like I tell anyone, I may just do a live just for this. Okay, because I have been there. There are pantries, y'all. There are also community events where you can get Christmas toys and things for free for your kids. Don't be ashamed. For one, it's not for everyone that's poor or something like that. It's for the community. Okay, so that means if you're poor or rich, you got kids, bring them out. Okay, baby, they're going to tear it up anyways. Okay, after the next day. They're not going to be bothered. So why go and stress over all these toys, gadgets, and things like that when you can get it for free? Child, bye. Hey, Queen Shailene, welcome. Hey, Teron, thank you for joining. Hey, my girl Brittany is in the building. Thank you for joining, sis. Good morning, Purple Paradox. You caught me live. Okay. Welcome. Hey, Karen. Thank you for joining. Latte is sharing some of those resources even in the chat, y'all. So check them out. Thank you, sis. Oh, Frodo's, yes. Good morning. You were randomly, y'all. I gave away 5 memberships last night, and that is random from YouTube. Okay, so I don't want people thinking I have favorites and I just select these people. No, I just send them out, and YouTube selects you. So you are favored, okay, by YouTube to receive that membership. So welcome. Hey, Jackie, welcome. I'm normally in the bushes because I'm at work. I wanted to come out to say I enjoy your commentary. Thank you so much, Jackie. I appreciate that. Thank you. It really means a lot. Even y'all, when you're just watching, because I know in the mornings, this is a time when people are going to work, you're on the road and so forth. So even the view, even the likes, mean a lot to me and my channel. So thank you so much for that support. Hey guys, Childee, welcome, sis. Thank you for joining. Okay. Yes, justice for Meeks. And thank you for joining, sister. Okay. Hey, Aaron. Thank you for joining. Good morning. Good morning, Dreamy Girl. Thank you so much for joining. Hold on, y'all, 1 second. All right, so let's get into it. Hey, Amy. Now, y'all, yesterday, we had a couple of conversations, and I wanted to show a couple of videos. The first video I wanted to show was basically, are you supposed to or able to shoot someone if they are not armed? Okay, and we've seen a video from this guy, like his little shorts. He's in the gun whole community. Okay, that's his sector. So he brings on people that talk about it from a law perspective and so forth. And so I love his commentary. His videos are not long either. And then, y'all, there was another video that I looked at last night. I was about to go to sleep and I clicked on this video, and it was done a month ago. And it had some footage from Romeca and Carlos, and it was talking about like an overview of this love triangle. And there was some footage on there that I hadn't seen before. I'm going to be honest, and some pictures that I hadn't seen before. And so I just wanted to share that with you all as well and get your thoughts. And also today, y'all, the rest of the show is pretty much if you want to come on the panel. Now, y'all know I'm talking all of the time, but y'all share some good comments in the chat. But if you want to come up and share your thoughts about where we are with this case so far, your thoughts about anything we've discussed, feel free to hit that link and come up today. Hey, Amy, good morning. My girl Nicole is in the building. Shout out to Frey. Hey, sis. Thank you so much for the super chat and for being a sponsor for today's show. She said, good morning, beautiful. I just wanted to give you some love. I left your name out the other day in appreciation of the coverage on Romeca. I appreciate you. Oh, I didn't even know. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate the support. Hi, Rebecca. Good morning. Okay, Dreamy Girl. Okay, she said, yes, hit that like, and thank you for being a member for 17 months. Come on now. Thank you for the support. Shout out to Nicole for being a member for 7 months. Y'all better come through. Y'all see all these members? You don't have to be left out. All you have to do is click that link that's in the chat, or you can just click the join button. Okay. Gosh, Chaldee said, I'm still learning the details, girl. And it's more and more every day. Okay. All right, let's go with our first video. Now, this one says, can you shoot someone who punches you in your face. Okay, now this is going off of the narrative, and I'm gonna say narrative till I see some proof, okay, of what was put into the police report. Okay, where she struck her allegedly. Romeca struck Holly allegedly once, okay, and then she tried to advance allegedly and hit her again. So I was just thinking, okay, from a legal perspective, I'm trying to get as much information about that as possible, and so this was one resource that I wanted to use. So let's take a look at this. Can you punch someone? I mean, if someone punches you, can you shoot them?
We're not a standard ground law state, but someone punches you in the face, can you shoot them?
I can't say depends or maybe.
Well, you can. I mean, people
Great.
love
It depends.
It
Depends, right? And I'll click like
Okay.
for my own YouTube account and everybody who comments on that,
Yeah.
all right? It depends. And here's why. Yes, if you can articulate why you were in reasonable fear of imminent death or great bodily harm. That's the Wisconsin self-defense law. More generally, at a lower resolution, yeah, if you can explain why that punch, and I don't mean in some sort of contrived way, if you can actually prove it to a jury, conceivably, why that punch constituted a deadly threat, then yes, then your action could have been reasonable. If you can't, that's a homicide.
Yeah, and I love the fact that you used the word reasonable. You threw that out there. That's what we're looking at, is in the use of force has to be objectively reasonable, and that's kind of a different standard. I mean, the reasonable person standard. What would a reasonable person do in a situation like this? And maybe let's talk to the viewers a little bit too about, you may use force to stop an illegal interference, but deadly force you can only use to stop an imminent deadly threat. Let's make sure that everyone knows about the difference between those two.
Yeah, so just using Wisconsin law, which to my knowledge is, reasonably vanilla on this subject, but of course, please, you have to check your local listings,
Right.
uscca.com/.
Although he's talking from Wisconsin law, he's saying make sure you check your local, laws, locally. However, there are some things that are general, okay? Reasonably, would a reasonable person act like that in that particular situation? Y'all, that R word is going to be key, okay? And was she an imminent threat? All of that would have to be proven for it to be a self-defense. That's what he's basically going to tell us. And welcome to everyone. Shout out to my sis Lolo for coming on in. Bam, bam. Everyone that's coming in, thank y'all for joining.
Laws to find out the laws in your state. That being said, you can use non-deadly force to stop a non-deadly threat who is either interfering with you or your property. It has to be reasonable, and it cannot be deadly. You can only use deadly force if you're reasonably in fear of imminent death or great bodily harm. Okay. Does that mean that you can punch someone who's punching you if they punched you first? Yes. Is that necessarily going to be always legal? No. If a 12-year-old, or let's go to the extreme, if a 6-year-old gives you a shot to the gut, and you as a 6 foot, you're 6'5", I've seen you bench 400 pounds, right?
Yeah, that sounds like
that sounds right?
Yeah.
And you decide, all right, I'm going to wind up and show this kid a lesson, right? Context says can't do that, right?
Yeah, that's not objectively reasonable.
Exactly, that's reasonable. That R word means everything here, because what the prosecutor as well as the judge and the jury are going to be funneling into the R word is all the context, all the totality of the circumstances, size, weight, strength disparity, training disparity.
Now, and it looked as though Romeca and Holly were about the same size. One is not like 100 pounds more than the other. Okay, they look to be about the same size. So, like he said, they're going to look for that in totality. And I'm glad that he said that. Shout out to Queen Shailene, come through with the super chat. She said, I appreciate your coverage of this case. Justice for Romeca. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, sis. And thank you for being a sponsor for today's show. Yes, it is justice for Romeca. And I'm glad that he stated, y'all, the totality of the situation, because as I will continue to say, Romeca feared for her life. It was 2 against 1, and 1 had a weapon. That is going to matter. Romeca was unarmed. That is going to matter. Regardless of whether you said, oh, and really in that statement that we saw last night, y'all, the statement is confusing because in the same sentence, it said that she attempted to strike her with her fist, a closed fist that landed. Well, or made contact. I think that's the word that he used. How are you attempting to, but it made contact? You know, it was just confusing the way they worded that. And then it said that she was trying to advance, you know, again, and attempt to, but that time, that's when the gun magically appeared on Holly and she shot her. Okay, so you mean to tell me, and this is where we go to the disproportionate force used. I hit you allegedly 1 time, and you mean to tell me you escalated that to getting a gun out and taking my life? So there were a reasonable person. Were there any other choices first? Okay, because it seems as though, based off of that statement, she did it once, but she was attempting to do it again. You had a chance to get away. You had a chance to even crawl into your own car and hide like you usually do. They're going to look at the totality of the whole situation. Okay, if it was a fight, do y'all really think Ro only got off 1 punch and went in for another? And they talking about how Ro got hands. Okay, Karen, that's what I said too. Because for one, I feel that the way they said she knew how to fight, okay, since they want to keep bringing that up, I think she would have had some bruises. She would have grabbed some hair. That hair wouldn't have still been intact. Okay, so those are some things to think about too. She didn't have any physical injuries. Keep that in mind. Holly did not even want to go to get any EMS or any type of treatment. Okay, so she wasn't too hurt because they're gonna look at that too. What were your injuries? Oh, it wasn't like how when C-Man hit Romeca. Oh, you didn't have a discolored eye. Oh, okay. You weren't bruised anywhere. Okay. You didn't have anything broken. Oh, you didn't even want to go get checked out. See, they didn't think that part through. She forgot that part. Okay, you got to be in some type of distress, fear, hurt before you claim some self-defense. I've seen some people that have gotten into some fights, child, hair all over the place, bruises. Okay, then that would have really, really probably added to your case. Oh man, look what she did to her. Then yeah, maybe, hey, justified in that. But nothing. Sister said, I bet you when the DNA tests come back from the final autopsy, which takes quite a few weeks up to months under her nails, they're not going to find Holly's DNA. That means there was no fight. Oh, okay, clock that. Now that's a good point. We need that kind of information. Was there any DNA? And y'all, I'm telling you, after last night's live, y'all, my mind is still, y'all got to help me because my mind is still stuck on the blood on Holly's hands and on her clothes and in the shoes. Okay. And another reason why this part confuses me too is because there were no burns or gunpowder on Romeca's body. That part is so confusing to me. Okay, that's where I'm stuck. Frey said that's how I feel since they actually ambushed her. I think she's seen Carlos. I don't think she even seen Holly. I don't either. Holly instead inserted herself and escalated from there. Holly looked untouched and unbothered. Yes. Okay. And we have no proof that Romeca saw her over there to the side. Her car was not blocked in by Romeca. And whoever put that witness number 3 into that report, that is not correct information. Okay. We could clearly see that she had room to get out. If anything, was Carlos's truck backed up. Now, in that case, then no, she would have been blocked in. Okay. Y'all know Ladre said he had to move the truck. We don't know how true that is. So his own friend put that out. Did you move the truck so the girls can fight like your friend said? Because yes, she could have said she was blocked in at that point. Okay. Right, sister. Okay. A double attempt. Thank you. How you have a double attempt? I thought it had to be immediate danger. Oh, so you've been through something like that. Gotcha. Personal experience. She thinks she's going to get away. She shouldn't have shot her. There's so many loans and context that she's not paying attention to. Okay.
They're going to factor in, oftentimes, depending upon laws in your state, whether it was reasonable for you to consider escape or retreat options. All right. That is basically so this question was a stand your ground question, right?
Yeah.
If you have a stand your ground statute in place, then perhaps you can eliminate that line of reasoning. If you don't, then I assure you there's a good chance that the prosecutor might be thinking about basically backdooring a duty to retreat law through the reasonable issue of, well, look, it was reasonable to consider the fact that you could run away under the circumstances or whatever the case may be, right? And I'm not supporting or endorsing that. I'm warning you of the fact that there's a lot that can be shoehorned into the word reasonable.
Yeah, and even in a stand your ground state, I'm going to encourage everyone who is watching this to use deadly force only as the last resort.
Okay,
And
y'all
only
heard
if
that?
you are convinced
You use
that
deadly force.
this is rising.
Pause. You use deadly force as a last resort. Okay. Remember, okay, before anybody comes in my chat saying Holly did not have to retreat, Holly did not have to run away. Notice, yeah, no one's saying she had to. However, you are supposed to use deadly force as a last resort. What other options did you have in that moment, especially if the other person is unarmed? See, that's a kicker right there. Now, I could see if it was, hey, Romeca came there and she was armed, baby, she getting out of her car with her pow pow and all of that. Then, oh Lord, let me hurry up and get mine. Because look, I'm about to take your life before you take mine, type of situation, right? But she was unarmed. We have to consider that. So did you have other options before it escalated to that? Okay. Well, sister, look, she was doing the other stuff in the school zone. I would have preferred her. I would have preferred her to shoot a warning shot and Romeca's life still be here. Okay. Be spared. Her life be spared and she's still here. Because she was doing all this other shooting. We still don't know if the third round went in the school zone. She didn't even consider that. She didn't consider those kids walking around, walking to school. She didn't consider that. I don't even think she thought about, oh, I'm in the school zone. No, she had her thoughts on taking Romeca out of here. Okay. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Okay, my apologies, y'all. I had to take that call. She was supposed to retreat. Right. Hey, I'm Chosen. Good morning. Let's see. T. Smith said Holly didn't have to run away if she didn't want to, but she should have taken that butt whipping if that's the case. Okay, that part. Okay. Girl, she went straight to deadly force.
And maybe it even hasn't got there yet, but it's rising quickly to an imminent deadly threat or threat of death or great bodily harm. That, yeah, it's a tough decision to make, and it's under stress, and it has to happen fast, making that decision and deciding to get into action. But if somebody just punches you in the face and you shake it off, you can't just pull out your gun and shoot them.
Right.
So,
Yeah, that's a great way to go to prison for the rest of your life.
Uh-oh.
yeah, absolutely. Well, there you have it. Thank you
There
once
you
again,
have
Tom,
it.
for your
Okay.
great insights. And, people can watch you.
There you have it. That's a great way to do what? Go to prison. Okay? A great way to go to prison. Right. She going to jail. Child, because baby, you cannot do that. In whichever state, we speaking it. Okay. We just waiting for them to come on with it. Because that is crazy to go to that level when it didn't have to. Okay. And only one punch, according to this police report. Now, like I said, we don't have video footage to even know if that's true because I'm clearly, skeptical on anything else they put out until we see some evidence. Okay. We already have the autopsy narrative there are some false statements in there. And now here we are with this police report with some false statements also. Okay. So we don't even know which part to believe. Lord. Okay. So y'all, this other video I wanted to show y'all because it's some info or pictures and footage in here that I haven't seen before. And I said, let me show this. This is like one of those summary videos, and it's on the Crimes of Passion channel. Shout out to them. And y'all know I've been kind of twirling this over in my head as well, because going back to if Holly was allegedly in her car that early morning, right? Or overnight, however y'all want to look at it. That part is hearsay as well. We haven't seen any proof of that. But if she had been in her car that night for a length of time with her child and allegedly blowing up C-Man's phone, okay, let's look at this angle. Sister girl was hot, okay, that he was not answering the phone. And so in that time, hey, Tyrese with the T, good morning. At that time, when all of this transpired, where was her mind when she saw Romeca and Carlos pull up? Could this too have been a crime of passion? Okay. If you factor in all of that, a woman blowing up a phone, she's already not liking this other girl. They've gone, gotten into it over social media. Okay. She's stalking her. Holly, you were stalking. Okay. Looking up, knew all this information about Romeca, putting out videos and things of that sort. Then you got the restraining order situation. Okay. With both of them. So it's like tensions were already building months leading up to this. And you have a loaded weapon on you. Okay. And I'm like, where was her mind in those moments? Karen said nothing other than the video will show what happened. Thank you. Okay, because I want to see it with my own eyes. Thank you, Tori, and welcome. God bless you, sis. I appreciate the support. Hey, Healing Hearts, good morning. Okay. Hi, Lakeisha. Thank you for joining. Where was her mind that morning? Because we already kind of know where Romeca's mind was based off of her actions, pictures, and things that she posted that morning. Where was Holly's mind that morning? Good morning, Robin. Thank you for joining. Shout out to Healing Hearts for the super sticker and for being a sponsor for today's live. Hi, Gabby. She said, what bothers me is she hasn't said I didn't want to, but I had no other choice. Okay. She basically was just stating why she had the right to shoot because Rose stopped. Right. And we talked about that. She never really said that she was coming after me. I had no choice but to shoot. I feared for my life. She has yet to say that. Okay. The witnesses have yet to say that on the side. When they were explaining what happened that day, she never, y'all, even if, okay, let's just say that she forgot to say it. Okay. The witnesses were screaming what happened from the sideline. Why did she not counter in those moments what they were saying? Because you could have said, yes, I did it. But did y'all see what she was doing to me? Did y'all see her hitting me? She never countered what they said. She never corrected them in those moments, even with no footage of anything else. In those moments, she never corrected them or said, look, I did this because I had to do this. Never once did we hear that. I don't see how Holly even got a restraining order and was on the internet messing with Romeca. Right. Okay. It was a lot going on. I think so too. Because why you got a TPO on this girl, but at her son's school at the time she was dropping her baby off all over a ninja that's going to turn on you once the heat comes for him. Right. And another reason, y'all, her sister, if y'all didn't see that we did a live last night, shout out to Gigi for having her sister and aunt up on her panel the other night. But we were talking about it last night. Her sister actually shared how that is Romeca's route every day. She drops off her son and she goes that way to go to work. Now, remember the C-Man, he had been coming up to the school. School was sick of him. Okay. Hey, Deanne, welcome. Thank you for joining. They were sick of him. Okay. He was already over there. Now, I feel, and y'all go with me with this. Remember how her sister also said that Romeca would sometimes park away from her job and walk to work because she did not want Carlos to know she was at work, the C-Man to know she was at work. Right, Robin? So think about this, y'all. She was also telling her family that she was afraid. She was afraid. Leading up to that moment, she was afraid, y'all. And I'm wondering, because he knew where she worked and he also knew where their son went to school, did she purposely on that day go late so that she would not even have to run in to him if he happened to be up there? Okay. He wasn't at the school though. So she's probably like, oh, thank the Lord. She cuts that U-turn. Bam. Who does she see? Now, did he pull over in front of her or anything to get her to park right there? Because where her car is located was like a random even place to the side. It wasn't even, oh, let me double park next to a car to get out the way. Okay? Pay attention to that. Her car was not double parked like his. His was closer to the cars. You know, if you're kind of pulling over to get out and talk to someone, you kind of pull up over because, you know, it's a temporary little spot. So you kind of pull up right there. Notice where her car is. It wasn't even directly behind his car, double parked. Because now, if her car was closer to Holly's car, then, hey, you have me on that because I'll be like, wait a second now. Romeca's car was that close to Holly's car. She saw that girl. She had something. She was trying to pull over and get out. She was trying to, you know, get with it that morning. But even the position of her car is in an awkward position where it's way over from the other cars. It was not really directly behind his. He had pulled up and over. Okay. Why did she pull right there? There's no available parking spots right there. Why did she stop right there? She didn't use her mind that morning. Okay. Say that again. Yeah, she was having to, have to rush. Yes. Hey, Creisha, good morning, sis. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Healing Hearts, for the super sticker. Again, I appreciate that. Hey, Grand Rising Suburban Girl. Thank you for joining. Freddie is in the building. Thank you, ladies. Let me catch up with the comments. Okay. Tori said the fact that Holly isn't in jail is mind-blowing. I think it was pure jealousy that she couldn't take Romeca's place with Carlos. Now that I believe too. I don't believe she feared for her life. She was trying to defend Los and took advantage of the situation. Okay. Shout out to Cree's Conversation Lounge for the super chat and for being a sponsor for today's live. She said she didn't counter because she knew she effed up and reacted too fast. She didn't think anyone would even say anything. Oh, okay. Gotcha. And thank you so much, sis. It happened to simultaneously for the witnesses not to have seen everything. And I saw you say that under one of my videos too, Karen, and I can agree with that. I think, you know how we're thinking moment by moment, minute by minute, like in the moment, everything was moving faster than what we're probably, you know how we talk about stuff that's happened, but in the moment, it was all just moving, happening so fast. Holly haven't said anything about being in fear for her life, self-defense, or anything. She was just nonchalant, leaning on somebody else's car. Exactly. Okay. That part. Hi, Cree. Thank you so much for the super sticker and for being a sponsor for today's live. I appreciate that. Whatever happened on the 20th, because Lowe's caused Lowe's to crash the F out. Okay. He didn't even try to help her, treated her like a whole stranger in that street. I want to know what happened on the 20th too, because that was right before. And remember, they said the police had him move his truck up further. Yep. What we see is not the original location of his truck. Clock that. Yes, you're right, Gabby. That wasn't the original location of his truck. You're right about that. So who was blocking her in? That's what we want to know that day. For her to feel detained in quotations. Okay. Hey, Joanne. Good morning, sis. Yeah, we don't know that to be true. Good morning, honey 5K. When you're in that moment, you're not thinking, and I'm going to tell you, she wasn't thinking. She thought about her defense after she did it. Yes, I could see that. Right. And welcome to everyone coming in. Okay. Hey, Ebony, good morning. All right. So let's get into this video.
She's the one who shot her. She's the one who shot her. She's the order, but she shot her. The baby in the car, how you close to the truck, pick it up. You scared as hell, right? Scared as hell. No, you hell. That is your self-defense. You were trying to stop her in the car. You're going to hit the kid, bro. You shot her. You had her in a headlock. When you shot her, Brody, I was there. What the fuck is going on the street? I'm licensed to carry. It doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter. You shot somebody. What's wrong with you? Calm down. Calm the fuck down.
If you think your child may have autism, it's important to act quickly. At Action Behavior Centers, we want to reduce barriers.
She put the gun in the car. The gun, she shot her? Let's go right here. She shot her. She shot her. She put the gun in the car. She put the gun in the car. She put it in the car. Arrest her.
This car, buddy.
She walked off.
Yeah, because she got shot.
You have to fucking head like you know it. You fucking know it. You fucking know it. We heard we're letting her get shot, asshole.
And then now you're standing over there like, oh.
Captain Sable over there, the one in the green. She hit it on. You let her get shot, and she was the girl that shot. This her car right here. She was standing on the doorway.
See, that's okay. I just caught that again. Remember last night we were trying to see if she moved. Holly's position moved. Okay, but she was on the sidewalk one time and shot, and then notice he said she walked up and shot her. Okay, I believe she moved in position. I truly believe that, and I just caught that again. I just caught that again right now when he said that. Pay attention to that little part right quick, and we're gonna keep going.
Go down the car. Arrest her.
This car, buddy.
She walked off.
Yeah, because she got shot and walked off.
Fucking head like you know it. You fucking know it. You fucking know it. We heard we're letting her get shot, asshole.
And then now you're standing over there like, oh.
Captain Sable over there, the one in the green. She hit it on. You let her get shot, and she was the girl that shot. This her car right here. She was standing on the doorway.
She's dead, bro. What do you mean she's dead, bro? What do you mean? Look, she's dead. She's dead, bro. She's dead.
Exactly,
What do you mean? That's your fault. You had
to this incident. Chicago police saying that early this morning around 9:30 there was a fight between two women. That scene unfolding here near State and Cermak.
Yes,
one of the women allegedly pulled out a gun and shot the other woman in the face. The 31-year-old victim was taken to the hospital and later died.
Please, y'all. Please stop sharing them posts of my sister, please. Please stop sharing that post of my baby sister on that ground, please. Get y'all, please. For my mama and for me.
And I think a lot of us have already seen this. This was directly after, and I just don't want to capture that moment again because she was going through a lot of emotions during that time.
Imagine dropping your son off at school and his father shows up with another woman. That's exactly what happened to 31-year-old Romeca Meeks. There was an argument between the two mothers, words were exchanged, a fight broke out, and it ended in tragedy. But the community isn't buying the story behind this. Everyone is pointing the finger at the child's father, saying he set the stage for this tragedy. Before we get too deep, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you find value in these discussions. Born in 1994, Romeca was a single mother from Chicago who had just celebrated her 31st birthday on June 2nd, 2025. She enjoyed dancing whenever she could, traveling to places others might only dream about, and focusing on what mattered most, her son, Carlos.
Excuse me, Mommy.
He was born on September 28th, 2018. Everyone called him Loso. To Romeca, he was everything. Her pride, her joy, the reason she worked, the reason she smiled. She had built up thousands of followers across social media, posting the everyday moments of her life, and almost always, Loso was right there. Outings, vacations, selfies at home. On August 18th, Romeca posted a heartfelt letter to her son. She wrote, "To my son, there is nothing you can't count on me for. Even when my world is falling apart, I will make sure yours is always perfect. May first grade be great to you. I love you, and I'm always your biggest fan and supporter." That was the heart of who she was to her child, a provider and a supporter.
And I also hope that in addition to the letter she left on September 8th, I hope he remembers that post as well. Because those things, y'all, when you lost a mom, those things matter. I have one voicemail, not a voicemail, but it was like a little, we had an engagement party and she left. My friend got together this whole video. My mom was in the hospital in another city, but her voice is on that video. And I still carry that because I always want to hear her voice, and not forget. It's like you just be like, I don't want to forget. So these things, although they seem small, this post, that letter, will be great in his life for him to hold on to some memories from his mother.
She always made sure her son felt her presence every step of the way. But her world had not been without its challenges, and a big part of that challenge was her son's father, Carlos, Losos Way. In February, she posted, "I seriously don't like a person that does not hold themselves accountable for their actions. Like one thing about me, if I'm right or wrong, I fully hold myself accountable. I can't deal with anybody's behavior. People always seem to blame people for what they did and only look at reactions, and that's insane to me. I really dislike this generation. Males are not protectors no more, and females think being irresponsible is cool."
Oh, wait a second. Clock that. Did y'all see that part? She said, she called out that narcissistic behavior. And then she said, people always seem to blame people for what they did and only look at reactions. Remember, we were saying a lot of the videos were her reaction. We don't see what took place or led to the reaction. She said, and that's insane to me. I really dislike this generation. Okay, males, pay attention, are not protectors no more. And we clearly saw, okay, the eye, her discolored eye, black eye, the times where even her sister talked about him fighting her at work in front of her friends. Okay, we even saw the last and final moments of her being on that ground and him not even trying to comfort her, not trying to help save her, but tapping her, like the witness said, poking at her. You were not even protecting her then.
About me, if I'm right or wrong, I fully hold myself accountable. I can't deal with anybody's behavior. People always seem to blame people for what they did and only look at reactions, and that's insane to me. I really dislike this generation. Males are not protectors no more, and females think being irresponsible is cool. By June, she was even more vocal. She wrote, "Good morning. One thing I really dislike is when someone tells you not to speak on something that's bothering you or hurting you. So you just want me to sit around feeling a way about something and someone and remain silent? No. I'd speak up and stand on how I feel. That's people's problem, now harboring secret feelings or feeling some type of way about somebody and still being around them is crazy to me. Y'all made it so easy to be fake. I can't do it. I've been clearing stuff out of my life lately and been okay with whoever on that chopping block." Romeca wasn't the type to hold her tongue. And when it came to her child's father, Carlos Losos Way, she had plenty to say. In August, Romeca wrote another frustrated post about Carlos. "How long does it take a baby daddy to get over his first baby mama? Asking for myself because this guy got to get off me and be a dad. I'm tired of getting popped up at my job and school ready to get fought on. I only argue with you about our son. I'm tired of you playing with my name on me, Mr. Always Say I do or buy my son something and don't." Her ex-boyfriend and baby daddy, Carlos, who goes by Losos or Rackboy Loso online, described himself as an upcoming artist.
Every time we on the block, it's like another movie on. You're a superstar, we shoot star. Now you're a superstar, know who we are. When I found you, I wasn't living. I was disappearing.
Notice how a lot of
as a former polysubstance user,
just violent type of rap about the same stuff. It's really about
his social media showed a mix of music aspirations and family moments.
I'm a kid again. Watch this. Yep. I'm on my way up there. Oh, we gotta go up this way. Yeah. Damn. You gotta crawl up. Come on. No, you don't. You tell him you go up this way for the slide.
He posted about hitting the gym, hanging with friends, and most of all, his kids. Carlos's second son, Carson, was born in February 2025. He had built 2 separate families, and both women were tied to him. Romeca, his first partner, had Loso. Holly, his new girlfriend, had Carson. And Carlos kept them both close for the sake of his kids. His love for sharing on social media showed happy outings and smiling kids. On August 29, 2025, he posted a picture of 2 little boys, Loso, his son with Romeca, and Carson, the newborn he had with Holly Johnson. The caption read, "I'll do anything for them." But underneath all these, resentment and jealousy were building. According to reports, Romeca had an active restraining order.
And remember, y'all, her sister was saying a lot of this stuff was for social media. Okay, a lot of the things he was trying to portray, but you didn't hear that part of the interview. She was saying that Romeca, regardless of how he was treating her, still wanted her son to have a relationship with his father because she had lost her father as a young girl. So the things that he's showing, these videos and pictures, just to try to get sympathy and all of that, because even Romeca was saying in the post right before she was unalived that you would say one thing and not do it, and, trying to play the role publicly. But are you really doing that behind closed doors? Okay. Honey, 5K. Shailene said Holly didn't have to murk Romeca. She wanted Romeca gone forever. Just sad, right? The tracks hold no weight. I heard much better rappers. Okay, Terry. Terry said it holds no weight. Good morning, Tanya. Welcome. Let's see. Just listening, wanting justice for Romeca from Louisville, Kentucky. Shout out to you. Thank you for joining. Hey, Daily Sims with Jazzy J is in the building. Thank you for joining, sis. She said, I said that yesterday, that he would post things just for the internet. Right. Okay.
Order against him, pointing to past problems that kept pulling them back into conflict. On the morning of September 8th, Romeca took her son to school like any other day. She even slipped a handwritten note into his lunchbox that read, "Happy Monday, son. Today is a fresh start to this, and you can start off strong. Always remain yourself. You're the coolest, smartest, and funniest kid I know. I love you so much, and you make me so proud. Have a great day. Mommy loves you." That was Romeca. No matter what she was going through, she made sure her son felt loved. Little did she know that this would be her last act of care for him, because Carlos and Holly Johnson were outside. Holly had no reason to be at that elementary school. Her child was far too young to be a student there. But sources say she had gone there for one reason: to confront Romeca. Witnesses say there was an altercation between Romeca and Holly Johnson. Carlos, who loved to show off his fitness online, decided to use it in the worst way that day. Witnesses say he gripped Romeca in a headlock, leaving her defenseless. And that's when Holly Johnson allegedly fired.
Now wait, right here. You mean to tell me, I'm trying to get to the still shot of that. You do all of this at the gym. Okay. They say he stayed on the videos and hanging out with his boys here at the gym. You mean to tell me you could not handle Romeca that day? Like, you this big, strong
decided to use it in the worst way that day.
And that
Witnesses
day, look at the muscles. Not that we're trying to check you out. You mean to tell me you couldn't handle Romeca that day? Okay. Yes, she wanted her to herself. You're not fooling us.
say he gripped Romeca in a headlock, leaving her defenseless. And that's when Holly Johnson allegedly fired. Romeca collapsed, and despite efforts to help, she was pronounced gone. The scene was chaotic.
Is private student loan debt wrecking your life? You really need to talk to Y-Refi.
Holly stayed at the scene talking on her phone and reportedly told police she had a license to carry, claiming self-defense. But that explanation made things worse. How does having a license justify using it on someone who was unarmed, especially in that area? Many saw it as pure jealousy, with Carlos right in the middle. No charges have been filed as detectives review evidence, including video and statements. Romeca's family was left devastated. Her sister went online, breaking down in a live video as she begged for privacy and time to grieve.
Please stop sharing them. Poses of my sister, please. Please stop sharing that post of my baby sister on that ground, please. Get y'all, please. For my mama and for me and my siblings' sake. Please, y'all. My sister is gone.
I'm going to fast forward through that part because it just breaks my heart. Also, even when it first came out, y'all, I couldn't watch the whole thing, and I didn't even share the whole thing because she was really distraught and heartbroken that day.
Worst day of my life. But instead of sympathy, the comments came pouring in, and he received a lot of backlash. The outrage grew when people remembered Holly's past posts where she wrote, "Sometimes you gotta start just ending some." According to sources close to them, Holly Johnson, Carlos's new partner, had long carried jealousy toward Romeca.
That girl was a hater. She hated my cousin. She secretly wanted to be my cousin.
One of Romeca's friends, Alexis Coleman, wrote after the tragedy, "I literally know every single detail about Meeks and that girl Holly's interactions. That girl wanted Meeks gone. She envied her, and some more stuff. That was all a part of the plan. I'm so sorry, Meeks." At vigils and online, people
pause it there for a second.
Start just ending some. According to sources close to them, Holly Johnson, Carlos's new partner, had long carried jealousy toward Romeca.
That girl was a hater. She hated my cousin. She secretly wanted to be my cousin.
One of Romeca's.
Okay, so Alexis said, I literally know every single detail about Meeks and that Holly interactions. That girl Ben wanted Meeks gone. She hated her, envied her, and some more.
Friends, Alexis Coleman, wrote after the tragedy, "I literally know every single detail."
Oh, wait a second. Now, wait, y'all, this friend, because remember, I just found out about the OnlyFans, okay, recently. But it looks like her friend has said making an itch from OnlyFans, your baby mama was Los's first mistake, the F. Wait a second. So they even knew back then about her being on OnlyFans. Because I just found it out, when that came out, the aunt sharing her OnlyFans. So, oops, they put your business out there, see, man. Okay, even back then, that you done made a girl from OnlyFans your baby mama. Okay, was your first mistake. Oops.
About Meeks and that girl Holly's interactions. That girl wanted Meeks gone. She envied her, and some more stuff. That was all a part.
All right, let me see this. Now, Alexis shared Janice James's post and said, and y'all might as well delete and block me right now. Taking up for an igga that passed down my cousin, old designer, to that girl. Beat on her for years until she finally gave the girl the igga, then had her in a headlock. Igga, yo at is next. Oops. So Alexis shared Janice's post and said, baby, that itch had on Meeks' Gavinci jacket. We couldn't stop laughing at that bomb activity and Meeks. So they knew about it. Okay. Also, and they said that they were laughing when they found out that she was wearing her Gavinci jacket. Oh, child. See, I hadn't seen these. Okay. Some of y'all may have. A lot of this was new to me. Thank you, Original Bay. Y'all, those sirens we heard had to be just the police wagon because the sister said the EMS didn't come. I heard her say that when I watched Gigi last night. Oh, wow. Hey, Angela, good morning. Police should have had their body cameras on. Thank you, when they pulled up. So some things are caught on camera. I hope the fist bump was caught and anything said around the police cars. Wow. Freddie said it's a lot more. I can imagine. Oh my goodness. It was a lot of confusion at the beginning because the girl there in the car said Romeca was driving the Benz that day. Oh yeah, on the scene. Yeah. Homicide Holly. Wait, no, I'm beside Holly. Okay, been on OnlyFans since 2023. She reactivated her OnlyFans account after the unaliving. She need attorney's fees. Hello, and I definitely had clocked that.
Part of the plan. I'm so sorry, Meeks. At vigils and online, people remembered her not just as a victim, but as a mother who lived for her son. They remembered her notes in his lunchbox, her trips with him, her posts celebrating his birthday, and that final letter where she promised to always be his biggest fan. That little boy now has only those words to hold on to. 2 women, 2 children, and 1 man at the center. It ended in the most public and devastating way. And now, a son grows up without his mother. A newborn would have his mother possibly behind bars. And a community is left asking how jealousy, betrayal, and pride turned into a tragedy witnessed by many.
Romeca Meeks' story is one that won't be forgotten.
The community believed that it was a setup, pointing to the restraining order Romeca had against Carlos, the way he held her down during the fight, and Holly's decision to do something like that. They stated that Holly's resentment and her need to prove herself to Carlos had been simmering for years, and Carlos, caught between them, wasn't helping the situation. Romeca Meeks had just celebrated her 31st birthday, stepping into a new chapter of her life. But her life was tangled with Carlos Losos Way, her ex and the father of her son. 2 women, 2 children, and 1 man caught in the middle. It was a triangle of jealousy, mistrust, and unfinished feelings. And in the middle of it all are 2 innocent boys, far too young to understand the storm that was forming around them. Looking back at Romeca's posts, they weren't just rants. They were reflections of a woman caught in a cycle, trying to raise her child while fighting to protect her peace.
Yes, this is why I switched to injection-free weight loss.
That's sad.
I was eating healthy, working out every day.
And that's why her cousin...
Okay, they never really thought about the children during that time. Now I'm going to stop it there. The other video is just that first video when her cousin came out and was just talking about it. I'll show a little of it because these were like their raw state of emotions during that time. I'll show a little of this part.
Came on live to speak up about the situation.
I'm just gonna say this one time and one time only, G. Stop listening to what the fuck y'all hear somebody talking about. They don't know what the fuck they talking about. They ass just want clout. Are you chasing clout? Scary ass niggas, police, talking this gangster. When it come down to the fight, you just don't never want to fight. Y'all want to call the police or go get guns. Half you just don't even know how to work a fucking gun. I'm so sick of you, bro. On my mama. And anybody who's saying something bad about my cousin, y'all don't know the real motherfucking truth. You just don't know nothing. That girl was a hater. She hated my cousin. She secretly wanted to be my cousin. What is you talking about? And y'all talking about some pray for Loso. His ass was in the fucking middle. And if he was a real nigga, he would have had that motherfucking shit in order. What is you talking about? Is y'all cool? Y'all got the game fucked up for real on the G. On my mama, y'all got the game fucked up. On my mama, y'all do. Cause y'all listening to this story. Y'all don't know shit. Y'all don't know my cousin. What is you talking about? And they never fought. So how the fuck was she an imminent threat? You only could shoot and kill somebody when they are a fucking imminent threat. You motherfuckers don't know shit. All you fake ass Facebook investigators, whatever the fuck y'all want to be. And we could get like that. I don't give a fuck who Shorty Holly Johnson related to. None of that. On my kids, it's like that. We have a big ass family, bro. Just don't know how many of us it is. Oh my mama, straight delusional. She was wearing my cousin old designer. We been in designer since we was kids. If you grew up with Romeca and us, you know how the fuck our people kept us. This shit ain't new to us. This shit old. On my kids, and it's like I don't give a fuck. Stop inboxing me, calling me, being nosy. If you don't see your condolences, get the fuck on. And I'm on that. On my mama, I'm on that. This one of my baby cousins. She the same age as my little sister. This one of my baby cousins who I watched, grew up with, wiped our ass, ate at the same time, got our ass whooped together, and I'm praying for fucking Auntie Tina, G. Oh, bro.
Right.
This the second cousin, G. Y'all, this the second cousin this year. Actually, I done lost 3 cousins back to back for some shit like this. My cousin Dorothy, my cousin Mimi, and now Romeca, G. That shit is not cool.
That's sad.
It's not cool, bro. And y'all know me, bro. I be on that gangster shit. Yes, I'm not scared of shit, none of that. But God, on my mama. That's why I am the way I am, G. On my mama, G. But on my life, G. Anybody got something negative to say about my cousin, we own that. On my mama. And it could get like that. Put your funds up, because I got bond money. And if I don't, I got property. I'm going to get out.
Okay. All right, y'all. So I'm going to stop that there, and also have to get off because I told y'all earlier I had to take my daughter to the doctor. But y'all, this story, it is still an ongoing case. Okay. This is why we continue to bring awareness. And there are a lot of people, y'all, behind the scenes making moves. Okay. Trying to see what things are the investigators able to share publicly, because some stuff they're not able to share publicly yet because it's an ongoing investigation. Even her aunt said it the other night that there are some things that they are not able to speak on because it is still an ongoing investigation. Okay. Just because Holly is not in jail right now does not mean that that's not coming. They're still looking into everything. And they look at, like the man said this morning, the totality of the whole thing. Okay. They have to consider many factors in this situation. And I'm hoping that the officers had on body cam footage. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping the pod cameras caught these things, because we already see inconsistencies within the report and within the autopsy narrative and so forth. So we need to see actual footage. There is no footage so far that has been released of a fight or anything like that. Okay. We're going by what was stated on that police report, that she struck her once, okay, with the closed fist, and attempted to go after her again, but was not able to. Now, in that attempt, y'all, notice the information was left out about him holding her. Okay, I pointed that out the other day. They never said that the C-man was holding Romeca, yet you have witnesses on the sidelines saying that that part happened. Why is that not in the report? Where was this witness located? Okay, where was this witness number 3 located? Because I don't know how you can be a witness and you have blood on your hands. Both of y'all should have been in handcuffs. I'm still trying to understand that part. How do you have that much blood, but you a witness? No, how did you get this blood would have been my question. Okay. Her family gave me a little piece, because if they weren't okay with the police so far, I think the worst. Okay. They're not sharing anything with the public. The family, yes, us, no. Well, so I'm talking about the things like, the autopsy reports, police report, like things that they are able to share. They are able to share certain things, but not everything. No. The police can get in trouble for not having on their body cam. Girl, but we have seen incidents, Ebony, where even when some unarmed Black men have been shot and they want the body cam footage, and the officer will say, I didn't have mine cut on. We have seen that happen in certain situations. And that makes me mad, because you're supposed to have that on at all times, especially if you're on duty. Okay? They're supposed to be on, but they're not always on. Okay? And in this case, anything. I don't trust nothing. I'm hoping they had it on. Okay? Yeah, they dropped the ball. The police officer should have had their body cams on. It should have been on at all times. Because think about the scanner information. Why they all over the place? They said they couldn't find it at first. They couldn't find a fight in progress. And I don't think it was a fight in progress because on the scanner information, remember that, let's see if I can pull that up right quick. Okay, let me pull this up just right quick. Oh, Lord, I'm pushing for time. I was going to do a panel. We're going to do that one. We'll do that one tomorrow, y'all. Y'all can come up and share because I didn't realize my time was going to get away from me like this. Okay, so notice here. Let me make sure y'all can see this. Let me move this. Okay, so on the scanner on Citizen, the app Citizen, now remember, they had said that okay, there was a 911 call was reported at an incident 2200 South State Street, which is around where that bus stop was, where the call was made. Then they said the police are responding to a report of a woman in a green tracksuit armed with a gun fighting with another woman. Could have been arguing, could have been fighting, physically fighting. So then, y'all, after that, it said police are searching the area, but have not located any individuals involved in the reported fight. How come they weren't able to find that fight, even while they're looking? And it would have been right across the street. Okay. Then they reported a different address, 37 East Cermak. Then it says police are responding to an updated report of a shooting incident with one person shot and details still emerging. Police have located a female victim with a gunshot wound to the leg, and additional units are en route. Now, check out this next part. It said police have identified the shooter as a male wearing red and black. Carlos had on the red and black. And units are on the scene. They originally identified him as the shooter. Then it stated police have confirmed a female victim with a gunshot wound to the face and are investigating if the shooter is still on the scene. Okay, so they noticed she was shot in a gunshot wound to the leg and down to the face. And now they're wondering if the shooter was still on the scene. Hence, in the video, they're all looking around. Carlos is standing there. He pretending like he concerned, looking around. The police looking around. Okay. They trying to then see if she on the scene. Then the witnesses, we heard them yelling, it's her. Okay, it's her. She shot her. Then it says police have detained one female in connection with the shooting incident. The investigation is ongoing. Okay, so notice the chain of events that took place. They didn't even see the fight at first when they were looking. So when did they fight? Okay, this is why now we need the pod camera footage. Because if the police are driving around and didn't see two women fighting, then what? Did y'all just call in a fight and then put that in a police report? Because when did they see a fight? Fighting, if you say two women fighting, could sometimes be interpreted as arguing. Some people call that fighting with each other. If you're arguing, okay? Her family gave me a little piece because if they weren't okay with the police so far, I think worse. Okay, gotcha. I read that one. Okay. Let's see here. They captured his account when they first showed up, what he was saying and why he didn't point Holly out. Thank you, Gabby. Why he didn't point her out at first. Why you had these cops looking around, like looking down the street this way. They looking down the street this way. And you know that they didn't know. This is how you know that they didn't know. Because they didn't put the handcuffs on her until the witnesses kept on saying it's her. They did not know in that moment who the shooter was. That's how we know that. Okay. Did everyone see the post to wear pink on the 8th? Yes, y'all. Wear your pink on the 8th. That's this Saturday in honor of Justice for Romeca. Yeah, they be turning those body cams off when they up to no good. Exactly. Hey, Brandy, good morning. And I'm going to get more information and share that on my community wall. Okay, let me hurry. Okay, he was acting like he was just a witness helping out. Right, that part. They both should have been in handcuffs. Exactly, till we figure this out. Because y'all both, we have a woman on the ground, okay, that has been shot twice. I see both of y'all hands with blood. Both of y'all going into handcuffs until we figure this out. Because we need to know what happened. And why did they think Carlos was the original shooter? I still want to know about that. Because they definitely said a male that was wearing the red and black. So what did you tell them? Why did it switch? And then they're looking for the shooter. Did you tell them that the shooter got away? You don't know what happened? And now they looking around. And then the witnesses had to point out Holly. So we're just trying to figure this out. I think so too, Ebony. I think so too. The yelling, going back and forth, the slamming of the car door. Yes, because where was the fight? Right. Okay. Hey, Empress Awaken. Good morning. Yeah, right here. Look, I said I'm gonna do an open panel tomorrow. We done ran out now. I was looking at videos, child. I gotta get out. Okay, thank you, Ebony, and I'll share it on my community wall. Hey, Miss Foxy, good morning. All right, y'all, so I'm going to have to get off, but I want to give a shout out and thanks to the sponsors for this live. Frey, Shailene, Healing Hearts, Cree's Conversation Lounge, and Cree, and also Aries Black. Thank you for that Cashapp blessing. Original Bay, thank you for the coffee, and for all of you being sponsors for today's live. I truly, truly thank each and every one of you. Also, shout out and thanks to the members that are lit up in green. If you are a member, I did update. I wrote 2 posts this morning. Okay, so check your posts. I gave some important information. Some information that you may want to know. And then also shout out to the mods today for being in the building. We had Latte, Lolo, and Dreamy Girl. Thank you, ladies, so much. And thank you all so much for joining. Make sure you hit the like button. It is for free. Also, subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell because you never know when I'm going to go live. Thank you all, and y'all have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
Flip through truth with the open book. If you felt that heat, like share and stay locked in. Another chapter done, but we far from finished. Truth on the mic, yeah, we handle business. Real talk, no fluff, just facts and fire. From the book to the block, we taking it higher. The open book, every voice matters, every lie shatters. Catch you next page.